Hello and welcome to Your Stocks live from the CNBC-TV18 Motilal Oswal studio. I'm Arundhati Ramnan and with me as always is Vinny Motiwala. Good afternoon, Vinny. You know, it's a far cry from Friday's sell-off, right? The market's in the green at the high point of the day. Nifty holding well above that 25,550 mark. About 106 points in the green. The mid-cap also recovered 0.2% in the green. And the bank Nifty, that's what's been doing better than the blue chips today.
Absolutely. Hi, Arundhati. Good afternoon. So in terms of Bank Nifty, surely managing to hold on to very good gains. Apart from that, look at some of the sectors, FMCG, Pharma, managing to do very well. And some of these mid and small cap pharma names also are seeing good traction. Energy, that's the top sectoral gainer. So keep an eye out on names like Power Grid, Coal India, CESC. They are holding out to strong gains. But brokerages are not doing well. So whether you look at something like a BSE, Angel One, obviously the announcements and changes that came in over the weekend by the RBI, which they've announced, which take effect from 1st of April, is something that is keeping them on the red side today in the trading session. But BSE surely is down 7% in the trading session as of now. Apart from that, First Cry also under pressure because of its earnings, and MapMyIndia, among other earning movers, which are under pressure. But let's move on and get it started with all the stock-related queries that you all have sent us. And to answer all of that, we have Ashish Kyal, Chartered Market Technician, author at Wave Strategies Advisors, as well as Gaurang Shah, Senior Vice President at Geojit Financial Services, joining us right now to answer all those stock-related queries. Ashish as well as Gaurang, good afternoon, and thank you so much, as always, for joining us on the show. Let's get started with the first query for today then. The first one is coming from Siva Sankaran, who's writing to us from Kerala, holding 1,700 shares of IREDA, and this is at a price of 243 rupees per share. So clearly making a loss on this one. The stock is trading at 127 right now. Now he's asking if he can continue to hold this for a long-term period of 2 years or more, and wants to know the outlook of the stock. Also, is averaging a possibility? Gaurang, good afternoon. I'll start with you for this one.
Thank you, Vinny. Good afternoon to all the viewers of CNBC TV18, to you, to Arundhati, and to my good friend Ashish Kyal. A small disclosure, Vinny, all recommendations that I'll be sharing with you on your show this afternoon are a part of our fundamental research team recommendations from a long-term point of view. Our company, Geojit, or myself, we do not have any kind of personal investments, no financial interest, no conflict of interest, but we give recommendations to our clients on similar lines. They might hold their investment interest. Now, there are a couple of things in this trade, or investment rather, sorry. First of all, the acquisition price of 240 plus, and currently the stock is trading at, I think, 127, 128. So this gentleman has lost almost 50% of his capital. This is not advisable at all, because when your capital starts to erode 40, 50% or more, you should take remedial steps before these kind of hit on your capital. Second is, we used to cover IREDA quite some time back. Our target price was in place. We have dropped the coverage. Third is, I believe the stock is trading at its 52-week low. Now, after the announcement in the budget by the Honorable Finance Minister about power sector, we are positive on the power sector, that is power generation, power transmission and distribution, and power equipment manufacturing companies. Since there is no specific coverage on IREDA, but like I mentioned, take remedial steps so that your capital doesn't get impacted by 50, 40, 50% or more. We like one particular company which is into transmission and distribution, almost a monopoly kind of a situation, that is Power Grid.
All right. So you're saying he needs to take some remedial steps to stop losing more. But, you know, Ashish, what levels can he look out to sort of, exit the stock, or how does he average this? Is that even a possibility considering where the stock is at now?
Hi, afternoon to you and all the viewers. If you look at the stock, it has been constantly forming low rise and lower lows. There is a low which was formed around 121.50 levels, from where we saw some kind of a bounce back coming now. I would recommend not to average the stock. There is absolutely no point in averaging, because it has fallen from sharp levels around 190 on the upside, and it has continued to move down. However, there is some kind of a positive activity that we can see in today's session. We can expect it to move towards the level of around 135 or 136. So right now, hold it, but at around 136 level, book out from here and maintain a stop loss, fixed stop loss of 121.50 levels.
Okay. Sorry. All right, Ashish. So book profits at those levels. But let's move on to the next query. We've got R. Rahim, who's writing to us from Kerala. He holds 2,900 shares of Newgen Software. Tech, which he bought at 724 rupees. He wants to know whether to hold or sell at current levels because he is making, a loss there. So Ashish, let me come back to you. At what levels does he, what does he do? Sort of exit? At what levels does he look at to do that?
See, if you look at Newgen Software, I think it has been nearly around 15 or maybe 20 days that the stock has not even taken out its prior day high on a closing basis. It has moved down from around 1011, now quoting around 462, if I'm reading it correctly, and there is absolutely no bounce back. So my suggestion would be to be out from here, and we can clearly see some kind of disruption happening in the space, and it's better to be out from here and not to be invested in this stock. There is absolutely no momentum, and the volumes are increasing with the fall, which is not a good sign.
Okay, Shali, what's your view on this one, Gaurang?
So, Vinny, look, stock is at 52-week low, right? If I'm not mistaken. And as Ashish was highlighting the kind of underperformance. IT sector overall, Vinny, happens to be a very tricky sector right now, even from a medium-term point of view. But having said that, from a long-term point of view, that is 1.5 year plus kind of time horizon, given the valuation. And of course, according to me, what I've understood is that the AI-related, disturbances will continue to play its role in the IT sector as and when such new innovations or modernization tools comes into the market. We don't cover Newgen Software, but we have positive coverage on some small cap stocks like Science Limited and KPIT Tech. Again, this investor has taken a hit of almost about 40% from the acquisition price to where the stock is trading right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks for the view there for Newgen Software, Gaurang. Let's move on then to the next query. We have Ravi who's writing to us from Hyderabad. He's holding 500 shares of IRB Infra. Price is 42.50 rupees is what he's bought it at. Currently, it's at 42.33. So that's about where his purchase price is. Wants to know whether to hold, sell at the current levels. Or hold or sell. What is the view on this one, Gaurang?
So this particular company happens to be a bit of an underperformer, Vinny, if you look at the longish kind of performance. On the earnings front also, there is nothing great that we can speak about. Having said that, we remain optimistic about the infrastructure sector. My preference would be companies like NCC Limited, who has a decent order book and has a great capability in terms of executing that order book, in terms of experience and manwork and machinery. So, and just investing in infra really needs a little bit of longish time horizon. IRB Infra we don't cover currently.
All right. And Ashish, what level should he hold, sell, and at what level should he do this right now, not making any losses or, sort of just averaging out?
I would recommend not to average out. First thing, the stock is tanked sharply in today's session. As far as I can see, it is down nearly more than 3.5% already. There is a support which is around the levels of 40.50. So hold on over here with a stop loss of 40.50. On the upside, the stock needs to cross that 44.5 mark because it has been reversing from there a couple of times. So 44.45 is the major hurdle. My suggestion would be right now, hold on to what you have. Maintain stop loss of 40.50. Let's see if we can manage to cross that 45 mark.
All right. So right now, to hold on to that, the next question comes in from Arvind, who's writing to us from Karnataka. He holds 125 shares of HBL Engineering at 574 rupees. He wants to know the sort of long-term view on the stock. He is making profits on it. So Gaurang, what do you make of the stock?
Well, so Arundhati, look, the performance-wise has been a decent performer. Of course, he's in profit. Again, long time back, if I'm not mistaken, we used to have coverage. Currently, we don't have. Happens to be in the auto ancillary stroke engineering OEM segment kind of a company, HBL Engineering. If you want to look at with the positivities, all the FTAs being signed with India, European Union, and most possibly in March, we'll have a deal done and dusted with US and other countries. Auto ancillary packs remain to be in focus along with auto pack. In the auto ancillary pack, we have positive coverage on something like Uno Minda. On HBL currently we don't have covering, so I won't give specifics in terms of buy, sell and hold.
Okay, sure. And Ashish, your view on this one, on the technicals?
See, HBL Engineering showed a sharp bounce back from the levels of 700 and now showing some kind of consolidation and short-term correction. Hold on over here with a stop loss of 700. and the stock can possibly move towards the level of 860 or 870 over short term. From a medium to long term perspective, we can expect the stock to cross back about that 1000 mark as well.
Okay. On that note, we're actually going to step into a very short break. After the break, we'll continue with all the stock-related queries. But the AI Impact Summit kicks off today. CNBC TV18 will give you a front row seat to the mega event as top global CEOs and policymakers arrive in New Delhi. Throughout the week, we'll bring you special programming from the summit as we track the growth of AI and its implications for the economy at large. Welcome back to Your Stocks in CNBC TV18. We still have with us Ashish Kyal as well as Gaurang Shah to answer all the stock-related doubts that you all have sent us. Let's keep it going with the queries then. And the next one is come from KMC Khanna, who's writing to us from Visakhapatnam. He's a banker and he's holding 400 shares of Shakti Pumps. This is at a price of 820 rupees per share, so making a loss on this one. Right now, the stock is at just 574 rupees. Wants to know if he should continue to hold, sell, maybe average at these current levels. Gaurang, your view on the stock for this one, Shakti Pumps?
So, Vinny, this was a disappointment in terms of earnings as well. It used to have good performance a couple of years back with good market share and a great product recall as far as customers are concerned. But post that, over the last maybe about 6 months to 1 year, it has been a consistent underperformer and a downtake as far as earnings is concerned. Now, when you have such kind of disappointments and when your investment value starts deteriorating the way it has deteriorated in this case once again, I think you should relook your investment strategy. We don't have coverage on Shakti Pumps, but my sense, Vinny, is in case if the investor is willing to make a switch, banking sector looks quite promising, especially the PSU banks. So whether it is names like State Bank of India or an Indian bank, all of them have performed quite well. So, you know, when your investment is underperforming, have a relook at the investment strategy.
So you're telling him to relook at his investments and maybe make a shift in the sector that he's investing in. But, you know, Ashish, he is holding these at 400 shares of Shakti Pumps at 820 rupees. He is making a loss. So what's the technical view on this stock?
See, the stock is nearly down by 10%, I suppose, today itself. And but there is a prior swing low, which was at 545, and it bounced back from coming near to that zone again. My suggestion would be to be out of the stock, but maintain 545 as a very strict stop loss. There is a possibility of some damage minimization that can happen here. And if the stock manages to fill the gap and moves back towards 660 or 670, get out from here.
All right. So exiting the stock is your advice as well. The next query comes in from Rakesh, who's writing to us from Noida. He holds 250 shares of Varun Beverages at 440 rupees. He is planning to accumulate 250 more shares in the next 3 months, and he wants to know if he can hold the stock for the next 2 years. So, Gaurang, what do you make of the stock? What's the prospects for the stock that you see?
So, Arundhati, as far as my knowledge goes, there is no peer comparison for this particular company in the listed universe. Along with that, I think a couple of months back, this company made an announcement that from carbonated beverages, they are also, open to getting into alcohol beverages. This is going to be a new step and a new product that they will be launching as and when that happens. We have a positive call on Varun Beverages from a long-term point of view. First of all, hold on to it. If you want to add on, definitely you can add on to it, but try to add on to it at lower levels so that your investment price does not move up dramatically.
And Ashish, what's your view on the technical front as well? In the last, year, it's not done much in terms of a move, right? So what should the viewer do now?
Yes, Vinny, absolutely, because the stock has moved between the zone of 430 and 510. That's the zone it has been moving for more than a year now. And its recent low was also around that 430 mark and trying to bounce back from there. So my suggestion would be avoid averaging now. Let's see the stock if it can move higher from here on. The upper end of the range is 510. If it breaks that, we can have a very solid run up on the upside. It looks like forming a triangle continuation pattern. So the overall outlook is bullish. Hold on with 430 as a stop loss, and beyond 510, we can look forward for momentum.
Okay. And he's looking to add also some more. So what will be the level maybe he can look to add at then?
If he wants to add, then if the stock comes to around 440 zone, then add there and maintain that 430 stop loss. So the risk is very low and the reward looks appealing.
Sure. Okay, thanks for that. But let's move on to the next query where Parag Joshi is writing to us from Navi Mumbai, holding 100 shares of Ashok Leyland. Price is 122 rupees per share. Wants to know if he should buy more shares or book his profits for Ashok Leyland. As of now, today, the stock is trading at 205. He's making a profit on this one. Gaurang, Ashok Leyland, your view?
A stellar outperformer, Vinny. And if Mr. Joshi has time by his side, I don't think he should rush in to book his profits. One of the silent performers, specifically Vinny, to the CV manufacturing companies comparison. This stock went into, I think, 1:1 bonus about 2 or 3 months back. And currently where the stock is trading post adjustment of bonus and ex bonus price, this is somewhere close to its 52-week high, if I'm not mistaken. Lot of positivity in terms of month-on-month offtake for CVs are concerned. And I think this will translate into positivity for Ashok Leyland. So if you're not in a hurry, continue to hold on.
Not in a hurry, you must continue to hold. But Ashish, what's your take on this? I mean, that stock has been doing really well. Even over the last year, it's only gained. So what's your view? Any, levels that he should watch out for on this stock?
My suggestion would be continue to hold. One very interesting aspect is that since October 2025, if you look at the weekly charts, the stock has not even closed below its prior week low since the entire run up from 135 rupees to current 205. So that shows the momentum and the strength. It has not even moved below its 20 days average. So the overall trend is positive. My suggestion is hold on over here. We can expect the stock to move towards the level of around 250 or 260 on the upside. And the support on the downside is around 185 levels.
All right. So overall trend is positive. So both of you suggest that he should hold this stock. The next query comes in from Alagappan, who writes to us from Tamil Nadu. He holds 500 shares of Nava at 270 rupees. He wants to know if he should continue to hold or sell at current levels. He is making a big profit over there. So Gaurang, what's your take on the stock?
I'm sorry, I'll give this one a pass because we don't have coverage on this one.
All right. Ashish, any key levels that the viewer can watch out for? He is making a profit on this stock. So any views on this?
See, the key level on the downside is a very important support for the stocks comes to around 510. That is a very important level. So maintain that as a stop loss. On the upside, we are expecting that the stock can cross about that 620, 630 mark as well. So hold on over here, maintain that stop loss on the stock.
Okay, hold on and maintain the stop loss is the word on the technical front. But that was the last query for today, gentlemen. So thank you so much for joining in as always and helping answer all the stock-related queries that we got from our viewers. Viewers, with that, we are absolutely out of time on this edition of Your Stocks as well. Remember, you can always email us your queries or send us your queries on WhatsApp or message on the phone number. That will be on the screens for you all as well. So do send us your queries. We'll get them answered on Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays on Your Stocks. But with that, it's a goodbye from Arundhati, myself, as well as the team who put this show together. Thank you so much for tuning in. Up next, you have Closing Bell to take you through the last hour of trade.